The forest is older than my husband remembers. Older than anyone in his household does. There are many versions of the story. Tales from old widows to frightened children. Songs from traveling bards who vanish with the morning fog. Curses and spittle to ward off the mists of the wild wood. It is named the Bituk. So Cook says. Wander into the Bituk and be taken, for one so foolish. It is said that those lost in the forest never come back, are never spoken of again. The Bituk has many names, each one older than the last. Names that have haunted the raiders in the north and sent their ships fleeing the forest's shadow. Names that made my kin go silent the night my bride price was paid. Across the sea, so long ago. The forest is older than my husband remembers. A knight, Bear Brother, they called him. He was tall, strong, and silent. Hair black, thick, and wavy like the sea at midnight. A world-weary man, he sought refuge in my mother's caravanserai for a year, regaling us with tales of battles and sieges, of questing beasts, war engines, and forbidden cities. He was as patient with his books as with his sword. A man of few words, and when he spent them, they were careful and wise. When we were alone, his eyes were soft, his hands gentle. He spoke of the warmth of his home, his childhood, and the loneliness of his duty. And when he spoke of the forest, he said there was nothing to fear from it. He smiled, and his eyes glazed over with fear. He would not speak of it, not even when I asked. The evening that a caravan assembled and would pass by the next port, he begged for an audience with my mother. He offered a bag of gems for my hand, won from a sword fight with an admiral who served in the imperial courts of coral and jade. My mother was a shrewd woman of trade, Who knew when an offer's value outweighed the cost? A handsome sum for such a useless girl, my mother croaked. My lady, if only I were half as handsome as this sum, I would give myself over as payment and still be found wanting. He chuckled. My hair was perfumed, palms painted red, my wrists bound with bride rope in obeisance to him. I was bundled onto his desk chair like a sack of onions. When we were a ways from the caravanserai, he cut my bindings loose and sat me nestled against his massive chest, hand on pommel, swaying soft and safe. He rumbled deep in his chest, "The lady of my household is no slave." He brought me to his home, a manor by the sea, his holdings sleepily nestled in the valley below. The villagers gathered to witness their lord come home with a woman swaddled in cashmere, skin warm as desert stone at dusk. They would not meet my eyes. Their children hid behind skirts and legs. I smiled. None would smile back. My husband lifted me down from the saddle faster than I was used to. I was stiff from the ride, and I must have winced. He looked at me, solemn as a judge, and said, "My lady, I regret to inform you this manor comes with no silks, no perfume, and no rose water for your hands and feet, and no apology for the stairs." "And what does it come with?" I asked, annoyed. We spoke and laughed and teased, from sand to sea to port and porch. I was surprised at the ease with which my ire slipped. He gave me a wry smile and a half-squashed apple, and said, "You have all of me, regretfully. And charm. Well, what little of it I have, I ration it carefully." I threw the apple at his head. He laughed deep and loud, swept me up in his arms, and carried me into his home. I think of that sometimes, when I'm peeling apples, when I'm tired, when I want to scold the children but choose not to. He was a man of few words, but when he spent them, I kept every one. He introduced me to the rooms of the manor, the markers of his boyhood, and the gods of his land. The ledgers, the coffers, the deeds and titles of his estate, all these he gave into my keeping, and he bade his servants and ministers consult me as their lady. He gave me my own rooms for my pursuits, rooms to house my gods, and a garden to do as I wished, and he was careful to knock and wait for me to call him in. The marriage bed was wide and tall, warm and inviting. He never touched me until I asked for it. I asked many, many times. The manor filled with warmth, the scent of baked bread and spiced lamb, the whispers of love in the night, and the laughter of children in the morning. Cook was kind as she was gruff, and in time the villagers began to shyly nod and smile when I received their gifts. A basket of eggs, a bundle of oats, a duck, a kid, a dressed goose. He was standing in the library when I found him, stock still among the ledgers, staring through the window at the line of trees. His jaw was set, but I saw the vein in his neck, quick and hard. I crept behind him, slid my arms around his waist. He jolted, seized my wrist with enough force to snap it. His eyes cleared when he saw me. He kissed my hand, stammered apologies. "Husband, what troubles you?" His voice was low, strained. "The land is smaller. I swear it. The fields between us and the forest, they do not stretch as they once did. Trees grow. That is their way." He shook his head. "No, not like this. It is as if they lean towards us, listening, plotting." Silence. Then, more heavily, "And now I am called to war. To leave you here with them so close. I do not like it." I pressed my palm against his chest. His heart thundered. "You have said what is yours is mine. Speak to me. Trust me." He bent his head. His words were a confession, almost a prayer. "My gods have turned their faces. I trust yours more than mine. And if your gods, if they pity me, let them keep you safe until I return." "Nonsense. This war will be short-lived, you will see. You will come home banners raised high, with a feast, your proud children, and a warm, soft wife to welcome you home." Promise me you'll hurry home." He gazed with soft sorrow in his eyes at his poor, naive wife, too young and too in love to be wise. "I shall hurry home." He set sail to join his king, and all the men fit for fighting joined him. The village women keened, burned figures of bound wheat on pyres facing the sea, praying for their loved ones' safe return. I burned oud and myrrh in the silence of my room, and fed the children honey cakes from my altar. The days are quiet. The manor has grown used to its silences, as though it too is holding its breath until he returns. I rise early, tend the hearth, and mind the children. The eldest, 7, with his father's dark wavy hair and solemn eyes. The younger, 5, with his father's laughter. And my daughter.
Mom!
She has only my nose and dimples, but all his stubbornness. They bicker, they play, they ask 1,000 questions I cannot answer. At dusk, I light the lamp in the east-facing window. It is an old thing, brass and glass, warped with age. I polish it daily. I hold it high, a small sun in my hand, and wait until the last light bleeds from the sky. I do not know if he can see it from wherever the war has taken him, but still, I keep the lamp lit. A ritual, a ward, a tether. There are other rites, small and secret. I stitch his name into the hem of the curtains. First in the nursery, then our bedchambers, and in time one window, and the next, and the next. I whisper to the air as though he stands beside me. I comb my hair each night as he once did, counting strokes with each wish, each will. 33. He comes home to me. He comes home to me, he comes home to me, he comes home to me, 33. The forest waits beyond the hills, growing like a bruise on the horizon. Some days, I hear it sigh. Once I thought it called a name. Not mine. I lit every hearth in the manor that night, and watched the children sleep until dawn. At times, I write to him. I write and do not send the letters. I keep them in a lacquered box lined with red silk, bound with a bride price cord he once cut under our bed. One night when the wind had teeth and the shutters moaned, I wrote this. Husband, beloved, it is winter. A chill blows into our bedchambers and stirs the canopy of our marriage bed. I lie awake at night, my skin prickling and pebbling at the memory of your touch. You are not here, and my body sighs for you. I feel it all. The earnest inquiry of your kisses, your lips diligent and solemn as they light a path of questions in the dark, a constellation on my skin. Here or here? Here. You steal nothing from me which I choose to give willingly, that I decide to lay out for you as a feast. Each sigh, shudder, each murmured yes. The arch of my back, the catch in my breath, the way I yield myself to you. You whisper to me time and time again how I smell of honey and roses, the attar of my pleasure mixed with yours, spreading languid and sweet on your tongue. You said I was a feast laid out before you, and you had only known the taste of dust in your mouth for years and years. Bedraggled, parched, and starving, you showed me that even starving men must know to say grace. You ate and drank deeply of my love, each mouthful like manna, each gulp from my holy grail. In the stillness of winter, you move within me, the stirrings of a starving bear, full of sleep, dreaming of summer berries and the comb, heavy and dripping with plenty. The bear feasts in dreams as you feast on me, and I on you. You kiss me. You reach in and find my heart, ripe and full of sweetness, lodged in my throat. You take nothing which I choose to give willingly. I do not know what prayers the gods choose to hear. Perhaps some, perhaps none. Perhaps only those whispered through the body, or stitched into cloth, or offered by light held in the hand. Perhaps, if my gods are indeed merciful, they permit my beloved to hear me. Perhaps he dreams of me, as I do of him. And perhaps they shall let him live. The forest is older than my husband remembers, older than anything I know. But I keep it at bay with fire, with thread, with memory. And if that should fail, I will learn new rituals. I will make my own magic. With needle, with fire, with the love that binds my house.